Hello everyone, this is Gabrielle with Shekinah Healing, and I am excited to offer this free Sacred Triune reading that includes a section of intuitive messages as well as specific card-based messages directly focused on your inner divine masculine, divine feminine, and child energy. And this reading is one of my favorite readings to offer and do for my clients. I do have specific inner child, divine masculine, divine feminine, and higher self soul blueprint readings. This one kind of ties all of these energies together, and the goal is how you can further come into union and balance these energies. So I always associate the yin, or the sacred divine feminine energy internally, with the crown, third eye, and throat chakras, and the sacred divine masculine or yang energy with the solar plexus, sacral, and root chakras. These two energies, the yin and the yang, meet and merge in the heart, and this is such a beautiful process of coming into union with self, which is one of the first steps to really attaining internal balance, which then affects your external world and reality, changing it for the positive. Because what I find is our internal state reflects our external world. And this is something that I look forward to discussing in more detail in the future, as this is a very big aspect of the work that I do and why I do this work. Most of us have very imbalanced inner yin or yang energies due to either childhood traumas, wounds, parental-based conflicts, lack of a parent, being wounded by certain authority figures, whether masculine or feminine-based. Either way, these are very potent energies that I like to focus on directly. There are specifically 4 different collectives that I'm going to be tapping into. What's interesting is each of these 4 groups I found, there was a different style and approach that I carried within each group. And so I have at the beginning about 10 minutes or so of intuitive messages that I pick up before I actually get to the reading. And this is just specific aspects of checking into your chakra points, as well as a page dedicated to your specific blueprint. And when I do my personal one-on-one readings, I always, before the session, have a single page filled with notes, intuitive messages, guidance, and a chakra check-in for each of my clients. For the last segment, or the second part of the reading, that is when we will go into specific messages and the card reading. So we're going to move into the process of you intuitively picking your groups. This is a collective reading, so if you feel drawn to more than one energy, there is most likely messages in each of those for you. Please take what resonates and leave what doesn't, as I am picking up a bunch of different energies from different individuals specifically, so some of these things may not pertain to your specific situation. Also, some of these things indicate the past rather than the present energy, or they may indicate future energy as well. If you are interested in booking a personal session with me or connecting with me via social media, the link is in the description below. Also, for each group, the timestamps are listed below, so please make sure you connect with those as well. Group 1, hello and welcome. I am super excited to get started with your messages. Like I mentioned before, I'll be going over the intuitive messages, and then I will be going into the personal card reading that will be offering you some guidance and further messages surrounding what it is that you may need to do, or just some encouragement in how to bring union and balance between your divine masculine, divine feminine, and child energy. Immediately with this group, I picked up that there was a parent that is either missing, or there is a lack of a parental figure. So either this means that you may have lost a parent, you may have been neglected by a parent, experienced abandonment. Whatever this case is, even if you have both of your parents, there was something that was inherently missing. Even if that's just like the mental, emotional, physical, spiritual state of a parent that you had. I was also picking up that this group has a very strong connection to Gaia. And this is extremely, extremely powerful, because as soon as I entered your sphere of energy, I was shown multiple different layers of Gaia. So not just like a rainforest or the ocean or a waterfall or the snow. I was shown like multiple different visions. So it might be important for you in this life to travel, or to at least explore different climates, or you may be drawn to that. I'm seeing here that with this group, you may not always be in touch with your emotional body, and maybe this is due to something within your childhood, or having a lack of an example, or a parent or a guardian that was extremely mental based rather than emotional, or maybe possibly made you feel negative in terms of expressing yourself, or you may have just struggled with that. I'm also seeing that some of you may struggle with being the black sheep, or identify as a black sheep, maybe misunderstood or lonely at times. You have a very lone wolf energy, and this is like kind of cut off, but it's my wolf blanket that I decided to hang up on my wall because they're one of my spirit totems and very protective guides. So you may connect with the wolf animal, or the lone wolf mentality at times. I'm also seeing a very strong connection with music, and what was really weird is I kept seeing like a piano or a keyboard or different keys being touched. So this may be something that was a hobby, is something you'd like to explore, is something that someone on the other side used to do, a lost loved one or a friend. Either way, there's something here with a piano. Even if like you like listening to classical music, your soul very much reminds me of cotton candy skies, like the dusk and dawn, but more so dusk, when like the clouds are like pink and blue and the sun is setting, and it's this beautiful like energy. This is like your auric energy, auric color, and it's very unique. So I don't know, some of you may like really associate with this energy or not, but either way, it's a very beautiful thing that popped up for me. Also, flowers, birds, any creature of the sky, whether on earth or from like a different realm or energy of existence, very connected with you. There's untapped and unspoken, unexpressed throat chakra power that we may talk about later, because there's something that's unspoken or unexpressed here that's very important. I'm not getting much information about that, but it's something to consider. There's also an older feminine energy, either an ancestor, a lost loved one, a friend, a guide on the other side, wanting to say hello to somebody out there. The last like intuitive message is for you to focus as much as possible or consider working with plants, animals, herbs, anything really nature oriented will be important for this group. So now to get into the specific energies of the mother, father, and child within. And so we're going to start with your mother energy, the divine feminine, the yin energy within. And I usually associate this with your crown, third eye, and throat chakra. So for this group, I'm seeing that your crown chakra is currently going through activations, whether you are aware of this or not. There's something about your hair that is very important to this energy, or just to your activation and awakening process. You may want to consider wearing your hair in a certain way or covering your head. Braids are honestly extremely beautiful ways of taking care of your antenna. So if you braid it every night or after you wash your hair or something, but there's something here with your hair. I'm also seeing that you may deal with like stabbing pains or shooting pains through the eyes, headaches surrounding the head, tension, and sensations around the head that you may receive. Now, I am not a medical doctor, so if there is something that is medically concerning you, please get that personally checked out. But I often associate certain pangs or energies or feelings with energetic shifts and movement within the chakra points and body. Your third eye is showing up as a bit cloudy and that it needs clearing. So I would suggest the crystal amethyst, to sleep with it under your pillow, or to have like an amethyst chain, a ring, something. But I'm really seeing that it needs clearing. It needs constant clearing because you have a pretty powerful third eye that takes on a lot of stimuli. Not only that, but you are very connected with your mental body, so it's like racing and racing. And this may be like balanced out in some way in the future if you look at tapping more into your emotional body. And of course, this could be past, present, or future energy. You could already be balancing this energy out. Whatever the case is, the mental and emotional bodies need to be balanced. And I'm seeing here your mental body is a little too overactive. Your throat chakra is currently showing up as healing and clearing right now. So you may experience some throat-like symptoms, phlegm buildup, sore throat. You may want to invest in drinking some tea every night before you go to bed. I'm seeing here that your throat is very connected to your solar plexus, which is how everyone's chakra should be. The third eye to the sacral and the crown to the root, and they merge at the heart. But your third eye is really connected to your solar plexus right now, and I mean, your throat is really connected to your solar plexus right now, and this is the space that I coined the inner child zone. This area is healing, and I'm seeing here that you need to be speaking more or expressing yourself more, singing, rapping, whatever it is, doing whatever with your voice, because the more you work with your throat chakra, the more your inner child will heal. Now, for your divine masculine, divine father, yang energy, we have the solar plexus, sacral, and root. And your solar plexus, again, is showing up as in the process of healing, and it's connected to your throat. Your sacral chakra is showing up as a very dull orange, and it needs to open. This can be done through movement, dance, yoga, sensuality, expression, whatever it is that gets you moving and feeling yourself and your body. Please focus on this area. Do some breath work and meditations focused on the sacral chakra. I would consider booking a womb space clearing session or a divine father, yang, masculine Reiki healing session if that's something that you're interested in. Your root chakra has a very strong connection to Mother Gaia, as I have mentioned earlier. and you are being recommended to eat more red vegetables and fruits at this time, and this chakra is showing up kind of dull. So I'm seeing these bottom two chakras are a bit dull in energy because the energy moving down is kind of getting blocked around this area. And this, of course, will open up over time if you continue to work through your chakra points and balance out your energies. But this is just the current energy. Your inner child is showing up as having wounds connected to self-worth and self-acceptance. You may have been judged or bullied by authority figures, classmates, peers, siblings, and this has stuck with this area I'm really picking up. Your inner child at times feels quite lonely, but this is a very expressive and beautiful inner child. And your inner child doesn't seem to be the type to speak a lot, but more so observe and take in. And so it's important for you to put yourself in situations and environments that will stimulate your observation skills, your ability to take in sensory experiences. So these are just your basic intuitive messages, and now we're going to go into the actual reading. Okay, group one, these are your overall messages. So we're going to go over more detail of your divine yin energy within, your divine yang, and your inner child, as well as just other messages that are coming out to help encourage inner balance and inner union with self. So we're going to start off with the first message. We have 5 messages total that came out, and there's subject to be more. So usually as I go through these messages, there may be some things that need more clarity or just questions that may come up for me intuitively to ask. So with this first message, we have surrender stubbornness, and this is just a general message for you. And this card says, if you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with yourself and others. So I was like, okay, we can all be stubborn sometimes, and usually air, earth signs specifically, and some fire signs can be extremely stubborn at times. Water's not really known for it, but I'm a Scorpio and I'm extremely stubborn, but that's because I have a lot of Capricorn placements. So anyways, this is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the 7 of Cups, and the King of Pentacles in reverse. So there's stubbornness here surrounding a choice or a decision that has to be made. This is about ending a cycle. This can be a karmic cycle, a generational cycle, a pattern, and there's 2 different groups here. So 1, this is about somebody, and 2, this is about a specific energy. So for the first group, this is about somebody that needs to be released, or a cycle with somebody that needs to end completely. And with this Venus retrograde happening until the 29th of January, this is a time when a lot of connections, platonic, romantic, friendship, work are coming up to be absolved. Closure, all of that. So it looks like here there's a choice that has to be made to end something potentially with somebody. This is king energy, so it could be more masculine based. This is somebody that's in the reverse, so they could have been in and out, hot and cold. This could be a father energy or somebody who is a father. This could also be somebody who had financial difficulties or is a boss of some sort or a leader. Either way, that's if this is about somebody. If this is about you personally and that does not resonate, then this is about ending a cycle of potentially financial stressors in your own life, letting go of certain habits within in terms of like getting work done, getting things done, and then like stopping. and then getting things done and then stopping, like almost like, okay, I'm going and then burnt out. Possibly even not handling finances completely well. But I actually kind of want to get a little bit more clarity here. So let me just see. Can you clarify what this is about specifically? So for quite a few of you, this could be about a person, but for the majority of you, I'm actually seeing that this is quite a large message. These are quite a few cards that popped out. Usually I don't like to take books, but when we have something like this, I understand the message, so we're gonna go with it. We have the Three of Cups in reverse, the Seven of Pentacles, Strength card in reverse, Five of Wands in reverse, and the Page of Wands upright. And bottom of the deck, the Eight of Wands, the Four of Swords in reverse, and the Six of Wands. So I'm going to go through this kind of like a book. You, Three of Cups in reverse, have gone through breakups, separations, maybe even just feeling quite alone in this period of your life. You have left behind what doesn't serve you, but some of that has been quite difficult. You've been incredibly patient about certain areas and certain things in your life. You have planted the seeds, and you now understand that you have to surrender to some extent to patience in order to gain what it is that you wish to gain. This could be with work, relationships, whatever. So with the Strength and the Five of Wands in reverse, we have some insecurities and fears. Not really feeling super in touch with your inner power, which is a message I think came up in the intuitive messages. But you are overcoming conflicts of inner passion, conflicts of passion, whether at work, through your own self, with other people. You are in the process of overcoming these things and activating creative pursuits with the Page of Wands. Could be learning something new, could be beginning new things, starting a new schedule, really diving into something. But this is creative energy. This is fire energy. This is learning something new. This is going after something. But it's new energy, like. So what I'm seeing here is with the Eight of Wands, the Four of Swords in reverse, and the Six of Wands, things are going to start moving incredibly fast for you soon. Because of this patience, and also because you are leaving behind something that doesn't serve you. But there is an anxiety here, there is restlessness, there is nervousness deep down, lack of rest here. And this has to do with Six of Wands, your success. This is coming in. So there's a victory, a yes that's coming in about something. So with this Surrender, Stubbornness card, you may be thinking that something is going to go a certain way, or you may have this unmoving, like, it's going to go this way, or it's got to go this way. I got to do it this way. He's got to do it this way. I have my mindset on this. When the universe is like, hey, so-and-so, there's a major cycle ending in your life, and things are going to start moving really fast. But it may not be the way that you would want it to, or with whom you would want it to be, or whatever the case, however the message applies. So that is your first message, group 1. For your second message, we have surrender your need to always be right. Now, this is a very interesting card because it's not saying like, oh, you're a know-it-all or whatever the case may be. This card often comes out as a warning of like, be wary of arguments or conflicts that may come up with those around you. And even if you know you're right about something, don't submit to an argument or a lower vibration. So I was like, okay, what does this have to do with? Can you clarify this? This is beautiful. The surrender your need to always be right is clarified by the World in reverse and Temperance. So this has to do with you. Again, we just had a message about closing out cycles with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. You have another major arcana, 21, the World, the last card. It's in the reverse because the cycle isn't fully closed yet, but this card is a beautiful card, meaning blessings, abundance. I also associate this card with ancestors and the snake biting its tail, or the Ouroboros. We have Temperance here, which is another major arcana. This is a very powerful message about balance, union coming in for you. This is an energy of you rising above something or multiple things that no longer serve you. Why? Because we have the Fool here. So you're going from the World, which is the last card of the tarot deck, or major arcana, and the Fool, which is the absolute first one. They're both in reverse because they're not done yet. This is not done being closed out yet. You're in the midst of it. And this has to do with your inner child, I believe. There's some type of, and your yin, like around your throat chakra and your solar plexus. There's something that needs to be closed out in that energy. But then you have the Fool, which is a brand new beginning, a brand new start. It's in the reverse though. So this anxiousness around victory or success, or even restlessness, like maybe you can feel something coming, but you're not quite sure, and it gives you like that, you know, feeling. Like I'm telling myself right now, Gabrielle, breathe, because I'm getting a little out of breath. But with the Fool here, it's not fully here yet, this new beginning, but it's coming. And you're right. And so anybody who may have something to say about it, or who has shared their own opinions and have been wrong, obviously, like, don't engage in anything that won't serve you long term. Okay. For your next message, group 1, we are going to be talking specifically about the divine feminine or yin energy that you carry within the crown, third eye, and throat chakra. This is a very beautiful message. We have big picture thinking and messenger. You may connect with the terms starseed, light worker, or if you haven't heard of these terms, I suggest you look these up. But what's funny is with the messenger card, you can see the throat chakras here highlighted. And you also have a doorway, a new beginning, visionary energy. Your divine feminine energy is very connected to the energy of building, visionary. It is connected to the idea of receiving insight and passing that energy, those downloads down to be built upon by your yang. So this is a very beautiful union energy when your energies are 100% in balance. And with this messenger card, this card pretty consistently has to deal with a message that needs to be shared to humanity through a certain method, specifically surrounding the throat chakra, speaking, singing, making any noise, communicating, whatever the case may be. It can be simple, it can be complex, but either way, there's something here surrounding your divine feminine energy. And I really feel like the feminine energy in your life, on the other side, ancestors, guides, whatever the case may be, animals, are incredibly powerful, incredibly intuitive, but it is centered around this area primarily. So I asked for clarity on your yin energy, on what this message has to do with. Your guides, your divine beings like to give me books. So we have the 8 of Cups here. You've been on a journey of walking away from things that don't serve you. And walking away is never an easy process, but that's what your yin energy has been doing. And your yin energy is specifically highlighting that you are walking away from, this is so beautiful, 10 of Cups in reverse, lack of emotional fulfillment, 8 of Pentacles in reverse, stagnation, procrastination, being too distracted when it comes to pursuing certain things that you may be interested in or may be a passion for you. You're also walking away from the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. This is energy of new beginnings that don't amount to anything. And also lack of passion. Bursts of energy that then lead to burnout. And then you also have things that you may call in, manifest, pray about that have never really showed up. It's like you're learning the art of the law of attraction, which the biggest part about the law of attraction, even if you're doing this subconsciously and you're not even aware that this process is happening, it's happening internally. And the biggest thing with the law of attraction or manifestation is to let go. It's like you call the divine and you're like, okay, hey, like I really want this kind of relationship with this type of, energy, person, thing, whatever. And obviously, usually when we put that energy out and we're like, okay, I desire for this, then the next step is for us to align ourselves to receive that. And then we release it to the universe like a lantern that goes out of our hands. And it's a beautiful process of then, okay, we released it, and now once we release it, it's not on our minds, hearts, anything. It comes hitting you smack in the face. And that's exactly what that 8 of Wands in that first message was. Something's coming in really fast after this cycle closes out. So that was your divine yin mother energy. Now for your divine father energy. Group 1, your divine masculine yang energy message is quite intense and extremely layered, and I'm going to try to relay this in the easiest, most straightforward way, because I sometimes have a difficult time when it comes to this. So, first card, Activated Earth. Just like I was saying earlier in your intuitive messages, you're extremely connected to Mother Gaia. This card talks about traveling and to go where you are led at this time. So this could talk about you desiring to move or relocate or visit a certain place or be somewhere. Your divine masculine energy is very connected with the feet, with the ground of Gaia and where you go. And it is very serving to this energy for you to be in nature and be in certain locations. Even if it's like, okay, I haven't been to my mom's house in 3 months and I've really been thinking about that place like constantly, or your childhood home or something like that is just like in your head. This will serve something within your yang divine masculine energy. You also have Earth School. This is a very powerful card for this group, because what this talks about is the energy of lessons, life lessons, and enduring pain. And this specifically has to do with your lower chakras, solar plexus, sacral, root. Your masculine energy is wounded to some extent. And this could be a generational thing, ancestral, but there's some type of imbalance within your external experience with masculine energy, which has caused your internal masculine energy to then be affected by it. But this is all Earth School. Lessons, learning. You're learning through experiences with people, family, friends, your own self. You're understanding deep down to some extent that we are all reflections of each other. And at the core, we are love. We have cracked open here. There's a lot of pain that you have gone through. And you have hit the ground. And you have gotten back up by yourself, is what I'm really picking up. This has allowed you to learn the lows and also the highs of life. Your masculine energy is incredibly strong and powerful. And I'm seeing here when it's in complete union with itself and then merging in the heart with the yin, you're quite an unstoppable force because you have this beautiful intuitive vision that's like a powerhouse. And then it like travels down and it's like, hey, you know, let's go out, you know, side, barefoot, and just like build a life. So it's like you got two like strong, powerful energies that when they're together, it's like bam. So if you identify as a more masculine based energy or a more feminine based energy, and this is not talking about gender, then your person, your counterpart, whether you're with them or not, would represent your internal energy. So if you identify as more feminine based energy, you're seeking a more masculine based energy. The person that's going to come to you is going to be a reflection of your inner masculine yang energy. We have the void for your masculine energy. This is funny because this is the cosmic womb, the yin, no movement. So either you're currently in or you're about to be in a space of the divine asking you not to move, asking you to slow things down. I feel like this is more current for most of you and past. Like you've just been in a space where you've kind of almost, if you haven't slowed yourself down, you're being forced to slow yourself down. Whether that's through sickness, through certain things shutting down, or whatever the case may be, but things are slowly moving in the direction because you are pursuing something. This could be a creative project, a business project, a side project, something that you are, it's an idea, but something that you could bring you abundance in some way. This could even be a new job. Whatever it is, it's an idea or something that's being moved. But you, with justice in the reverse, you have gone through hell. Things have not been just. Things have not been fair to you in the past. And this could even be talking about a person with prominent earth sign placements who did you wrong and really messed up your masculine, inner masculine energy, because maybe they were a reflection of things that needed to be healing within you. But either way, regardless, your inner masculine energy has gone through a lot. I want to see, this may have caused you to go into self, and some type of deception or betrayal around an ending took place. But this has to do, this has to do with Two of Cups and Three of Swords. Some type of heartbreak, wounding, grief, loss. And this has to do with a partnership of some sort, either work, friends, romantic. You went through a karmic cycle. That maybe this is what all the cycle, these cycle cards coming out, ending mean. And this Venus retrograde is really encouraging that ending. Now, for your last message, this has to do with the inner child. And I love this so much. We have Fall Into My Arms. What a perfect card for you. The inner child is the purest part of yourself. It is you completely untouched. It is your Holy Spirit, your divine within. And your inner child has been in need of some healing. And when we heal our inner child, we return back to our divine selves. So it's not about, oh, like I need to develop this. Deep down, you already are this divine being, but it's all about remembering. So with the Fall Into My Arms, this is the mother and father coming together to then hold the child. I love this. Surrender. Massive healing is coming in. This is described by Death, Scorpio energy, Major Arcana, transformation, things dying and new things being reborn. So maybe your inner child has been grieving or is about to start grieving. If you haven't allowed yourself to grieve because you haven't been in touch with your emotional body as much as you should be, try to get in touch with your emotional body, provoke your emotions, watch certain things that may make you cry, listen to music, look at memories, whatever it is, and allow yourself to understand that through the process of dying, through the process of grief, new things come. Transformation always comes. With death, there is life reborn. And I just want to get some clarity here. What does this death have to do with? Got me emotional. I am extremely invested in this group. And I always tell my clients, like, my sessions, whether it's Reiki, whether it's a reading, I am invested in you because I love you and I see you and I feel for this group all the pain that you have had to endure, all of the loneliness that, who cares if you felt it your entire life or if you just started feeling lonely like a couple months ago because of something that you experienced. Either way, it's in your blueprint. And so with this message here, the inner child is so important to me. And we literally have, with this death, I said, okay, so what is this death card talking about? The Ten of Cups in reverse. This is an ending to lack of emotional fulfillment, lack of happiness, sadness, grief, devastation, loss, lack, an ending. This is ending. Group 1, I love you so much, and I would love if you commented below. Let me know if this reading resonated. Obviously, in my personal one-on-one sessions, we dive a bit deeper. We talk about certain things that allows you and I to be able to work through these things together. For many of you, I would personally recommend either a mini or a longer inner child healing Reiki session, as well as a divine father or yang Reiki session. Now, if you are booking a session with me or a reading, If this is your first time booking something with me, I recommend that you book an initial consultation, which is about 25 to 30 minutes, either over messaging or phone call, just so that I can touch base with you and be sure that whatever it is that that we are planning to schedule is the best fit for you personally. So this was a very powerful reading, and I so appreciate it. If you resonate with this channel, please give a follow, a subscribe. I also do readings on my Instagram and TikTok, and I do have guided meditations and Reiki sessions, as well as sound baths on my YouTube channel, and a lot more to come. So I appreciate you, and have a blessed day, week, month, year, life. Thank you. If you chose group 2, then this is your intuitive messages. So we're going to go over the intuitive messages that I picked up before the actual reading, and then we're going to go into the specific messages pertaining to how you can attain balance within, any guidance, as well as your mother, father, and child energy within, and how that's going. So the first message I picked up for this group is that the divine is extremely proud of you. And I don't know why, but there is like the energy of celebrations and woo-ha on the other side. Also, weirdly, the word twilight popped up. So I don't know if this has to do with the specific like energy color, or if it's like the Twilight saga. So some of you might be like Twilight fans out there, vampire, werewolf, whatever, or have seen something about Twilight. Or also the numbers 414, 333, any numbers with 1 in the center, so like 818, 616, whatever the case may be. I'm also picking up some musicians in this group, or just people that are extremely gifted and talented at a specific thing, hobby, whatever it is, but this is something that you should be pursuing more. I was receiving the message to be careful of potential burnout. So this group has a very strong and powerful energetic aura, and I just kept seeing layers and layers of colors. And we have like a very vibrant yellow with white and green like stripes. And what this tells me is that your solar plexus, your inner child, your crown chakra, and your heart chakra are very much emanating this divine, expressive, loving, energetic aura that is just booming out of you. You are glowing in a sense. Even if you don't feel like you are, wherever you go, whoever you touch, whoever you're around is affected by your aura. There's a very specific message here for either some of you or all of you that you need to prepare and get ready to shine. The spotlight, the word spotlight kept wanting to come out, and actually a song called Spotlight came on while I was pulling these intuitive messages, which I thought was like really weird but really cool. So I was like, okay, this group is about to shine. For your inner yin, divine mother, divine feminine energy within, this upper crown, third eye, throat chakra needs a lot of your attention right now. Your crown chakra is open right now, and it's coming off as extremely sensitive to any type of extra stimuli. So this area needs to be cleansed as often as possible, specifically daily. And I would recommend, if you don't already have crystals, I would say clear quartz or smoky quartz to really help, either while you're sleeping next to you, or a crystal that you can wear, whatever the case may be. But this is really going to help hone in on your crown chakra and add some extra protection. You have a very strong connection to the higher realms of energy, and this is specific to your crown chakra. Your third eye is extremely open right now, and there needs to be, or at least I would recommend putting some more attention and focus on this area, as Neptune has gone direct. So I really feel like you're connected to Neptune energy, very spiritual, very intuitive, very gifted. So you may be having more vivid dreams, be remembering your dreams more, receiving certain visions. this is very important to your spiritual yin or divine feminine development internally. So if you want to practice more breath work or meditations, visualizations, specifically around your third eye, I would highly recommend that right now. Your throat chakra has a very specific blockage, and this is for some of you from a masculine-based energy that needs to be cleared and released. You have a very, very powerful, powerful throat chakra that when completely unblocked, you can literally speak something into existence. And some of you may be very selective in your speech or in the type of words that you use. This is very, very important for you. So I'm seeing here that there needs to be a release of some sort of either situation, person, experience that you had centered around a more masculine-based energy. Your divine masculine, father, yang energy, there's been a lot of focus put on this energy that I was picking up on lately. And this energy is associated with your ability to build and to put action onto things. So do. And your yin is the energy of we receive the vision of what we want and desire. We receive the guidance, and the yang is how we do. We act upon it. So it's like you've been acting and doing. But what I received while I was getting these messages is that it's kind of needed to be that way for a while. But you may have experienced burnout on and off. And so this energy is now going to be shifting and changing. Your solar plexus is very open and bright and beautiful. It's a beautiful yellow. I got the message that you need to be investing in eating really juicy fruits. Very not like apples or yeah, please eat apples, but I'm talking like strawberries, blueberries, blackberry, where juices come out. And I don't know why. Maybe your inner child really likes your sacral chakra is a bit overactive and it needs some more balance. And this can be done naturally by focusing more on your third eye. So your sacral is connected to your third eye, solar to your throat, and root to your crown. They're all kind of connected to each other. So when you place more attention on your third eye, you're kind of taking away and balancing these two energies. Your root chakra is open, it is stabilizing and grounding, and you have a very strong connection with Gaia, specifically trees and bodies of water. So this is very important for you to be surrounding yourself with at this time whenever you can. Also, group 2, I received this beautiful message about your heart chakra. Your heart chakra is currently healing. When I was receiving messages, I kept hearing, I love you. And then I felt your heart chakra, and it is very powerful. I just kept seeing a dance of your two polar energies, shadow, light, father, mother, yin, yang, dancing in your heart space. And it's sometimes the yang will be too much, and then sometimes, it'll be, but they're merging together in this beautiful dance. Some of you could have met a divine counterpart or be going through a heart chakra opening. You may be experiencing ascension symptoms in terms of heart beating, random heart pangs. Obviously, I'm not a medical doctor, so if you are experiencing certain health concerns, please reach out to a medical professional if you are concerned. Your inner child is very beautiful, but it needs more attention and expression at this time. In all caps, I kept seeing dance, sing, paint, express, be artistic. Your inner child is very eccentric and beautiful, one of a kind, and it needs to be doing something in terms of expressing, moving, singing, dancing, doing something that is going to allow it to showcase something, because like I was saying, there's some very gifted and talented people in this group. You're being recommended to do anything that may kind of put a halt to your mental body, your thinking processes, at least once or twice a day for 10 to 15 minutes at least, that just allow you to feel free. You are in the process of coming into union with yourself so that your inner child can shine in the spotlight. So group 2, this is your intuitive messages, and now we're going to get into more specific reading, guidance, messages specific to your sacred triune energies within. Okay, group 2, this is your card reading, which is more specific, and we are going to get started. So I have 5 messages total here, plus a little extra message that wanted to come out pretty quickly. So I'm gonna get started here. I just got washed over by this really tired, kind of spaced out feeling. So some of you really may be on the brink of burnout or are coming out of burnout. So please be careful. We have the 10 of Wands, 8 of Swords, 3 of Wands in reverse, and 3 of Swords. So some of you have been incredibly overburdened. Burnt out. This is a card of literal burnout. This is a card, 10s are endings. So you may have gone through some sort of ending. When I was pulling your cards, there was quite a few times the Devil card wanted to pop out, which is Capricorn energy, but it is also symbolic of ego, someone who has negative intentions towards you. And it did look like there was some type of situation you may have gone through that caused you a lot of grief. 3 of Swords, heartbreak, breakup, separation, turmoil, hurt, loss, but something that really caused you pain. And 3 of Wands. This is the energy of loneliness, of being alone, of maybe even collaborating with someone, working together with somebody, and then it not working out. That's just a message for some of you, but this is being trapped in your thoughts and your mind. And maybe that's why earlier I was saying, I'm not really picking up on that energy anymore, to be honest, or as much within this group. But I was picking up that your inner child needs a lot more expression right now to kind of take you away from your mental body as much as possible. So that is an initial message. I'm seeing that you have overcome so much, and the divine makes sense why the divine would be so proud of this group. So for your first generic message, I have 2 of these messages, just kind of encouragements on how to balance your energy within. The first message we have is surrender to passion. Surrender to that fire within, to the things that make you light up inside. So I was like, okay, can you clarify this for me? Because I want to know what this is talking about. We have the 7 of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. This is a very beautiful message. The Page of Wands is the creative. It is fire energy. It is someone who is learning something new, studying something, diving into a hobby and becoming an expert at it, but it's something that lights you up inside. And this is something that you may have manifested or invested in, put a lot of time and energy into, or are planning to. This is a really positive card in terms of yes. Like, whatever it is that you are wanting to pursue or dive more deeply into, the universe is like, yes, this is for sure it. Because this card, the yellows and stuff, it really reminds me of the inner child. So something that you are pursuing, or something that makes your inner child light up, that's supposed to put you in the spotlight to shine, is for sure something that you should be investing in, surrendering to. Group 2, for your next message, we have surrender to inner peace. And I love this card. I love this card so much. And this card is literally all about those who have gone through some type of turmoil or are currently experiencing some aspect of emotional or mental distress on some level. And this is the card of literally surrender. So if this card just said surrender, I'd be like, basically the same thing. And this is clarified by the King of Cups in reverse. So I've been seeing a lot of water sign energy for this group, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars. Either way, there's a lot of like Neptunian water energy here. And with the King of Cups here, I am seeing that this most likely has to do with you, even if you're, more feminine based or whatever. Either way, the King of Cups in reverse has a lot of, their emotional body is quite irregular. So they may experience mood swings or just feeling okay and then not feeling okay and just not feeling super level-headed. And they may be prone to outbursts internally or externally. They might isolate themselves from others or put many boundaries up to prevent themselves from having strong connections. And I was like, okay, but so what does this have to do with? Very interesting. The Queen of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and the King of Swords. So there's two different groups here. And eventually, so I just moved and I'm settling, but eventually I would like to get like a little platform where I can actually place my cards. So then I'm not having to fan them out like this, because I would love for you to be able to just like look at them while I'm speaking and they're not like, my hands aren't. But anyways, okay, so for the first group, this is talking all about you and your divine feminine and masculine energies within. King of Swords is air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Queen of Wands is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could have either of those in your chart, or you could have dealt with somebody, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy, or someone who's just a very pragmatic, communicative, like straightforward individual. But I'm seeing here, for some of you, as you're coming into union with self, you are overcoming lack mentality in terms of your finances, and you're also overcoming loss and lack mentality, stress in terms of your mental body. So these two energies are coming into balance and union. Or for some of you out there, you dealt with loss pertaining to either the Queen of Wands or the King of Swords. One of these individuals you may have been hurt by or lost. And this caused you to eventually learn to overcome certain lack mentalities that you carried. So this was a lesson that you may have learned from somebody that may have possibly done you wrong, or just that you lost in the past. But I am seeing overall that your yin and yang energies are coming into balance. And this is a beautiful way to describe your yin and yang internally. Your yin is very passionate, creative, spiritual, intuitive, gifted, works with the element of fire. Also, animals are very important. The cat family may be connected with you. You also may be very connected with wood or just symbols, the spiritual element of carving things into things you may want to look at. I don't even know, but this is a very passionate, beautiful woman. Yin energy. And then you have this King of Swords who's very I'm on a mountain surrounded by birds, which are the messengers of the gods, spirit, the divine. Owls, crows, bat. And he's very straightforward, pragmatic, and serious. So you've got this very passionate yin energy and this very straightforward, serious yang energy within you that I think is really dope. This group is really awesome. For your divine mother, divine yin energy within, we have double mission. This is group 2. Some of you are going to be in union or have just gotten into union or have a beautiful relationship with somebody. And this is something I was picking up in the intuitive messages, but also you're coming into union with self. And this is something very rare, but a very positive occurrence in spiritual beings of light. And double mission is very much associated with the terms light worker, star seed, shaman, healer. This card is associated with those that identify with the more spiritual community or more spiritual work. This is somebody who has a purpose here. So not just to live as a human being experiencing life, but also to shift human consciousness to a higher vibration through something. And what is that something? It's that thing we were talking about, surrender to passion, the inner child, spotlight, all of that. That's going to be releasing and coming out soon. But also I take double mission as a message for some that you're here to live, and I saw 1111 on the time as I was thinking this, but you have a divine counterpart, double mission. It's not just you, but you have a mission with somebody else to fulfill as well. When I asked for clarification, this has to do, you have so much wand energy. Wand is fire, passion. 8 of Wands, 7 of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. 8 of Wands is fast movement. Something is coming in very fast. What is that? This activation of this double mission, this mission, purpose. You are highly protected, extremely, extremely protected. You could be a healer. You could want to be a healer, a Reiki practitioner, do something with your hands, cooking, whatever it is. There's something very special that you do with your hands. You also should be meditating more, third eye energy. Your Knight of Wands. There is something that you will be in the pursuit of, or an opportunity that's coming in via someone who is very passionate and fiery, very artistic. We have music again here. So something is coming in very fast. That is a highly protected opportunity, person, place, thing, situation. My right ear is ringing right now and I feel really weird. So you may experience ear ringing or something. I just got like the weirdest feeling. There's very heavy energy shifting. This is like a very I want to know who chose this group because there's big changes coming in. Whew, and it's coming in fast, like bam. For this next message, this is about your divine father, divine masculine, yang energy within. We have quite a few messages. And this primarily has to do with multiple different aspects. Your divine masculine energy internally, your yang, is tired. So your yin needs more attention, as well as your inner child. But your yang is like, man, I gotta tap out. I've been at this for a minute. And what the heck? Okay, so I did see these cards before, but I didn't really like pay attention, and I'm just realizing I'm gonna do this one last because I'm done. I'm done with this group. The first message we have is trust the timing. So if you remember, I think it was the first message, there was a message about something that you are looking to invest in or about to invest in or manifested. This is something that you've been patient about. You may have been working towards something and it hasn't yielded like the results or the exchange that you're looking for, but it's about to pop off. The divine is saying, hey, trust the timing, trust the movement of the seasons internally, because there's more to this than you think. We need you to be in union and balance with your yin and yang energies so that your true power, the inner child, can pop the F off for the world, because that is your gift. So certain things may not have moved or worked out the way that you may have wanted it to, because you're sitting in the perfect recipe of developing union. And when that happens, bam, you're gonna be shot through like quick. We have earthed. Not of this world, but in it. Yeah, lots of like very other realmly, higher realms, divine, high angelic, Pleiades, visionary type energy in this group. Very, very powerful, powerful energy. I honor you for sure. Your divine yang energy is extremely powerful. Whether you are feminine dominant or masculine dominant, your masculine energy is extremely powerful, and it very much, I keep hearing, communicates with animals. So these, of course, are energies. They're not like personas. So it's not like I'm communicating with a internal divine master. You don't have a father within necessarily saying these things or relaying these messages. These are just qualities of you. And there's ways that we can split it into the Holy Trinity or the Sacred Triune, which is the optimal way of opening your chakras, balancing these energies, and coming into union with self, which then causes your external reality to change. So your inner self, your yang, is very much relaying the message of, hey, buddy, we're not from here. We're very foreign, and we have a specific message to share with humanity, and it's going to be really unique, one of a kind. Nobody is us, and we are nobody. And so this is really beautiful. We also have jump in. I love this because it's almost like confirmation. Whatever it is that's coming in, jump in. Do not hesitate. I just saw 1717 on the clock. Andromedan energy, adventure, fast movement, and say yes to change, to shifting. Oh, this is beautiful. Jump right in. Jump right in. For the last message with your divine yang energy, we have the other union card, which is surrender to the sweetness. What the heck? Group 2. We got these two beautiful people, a feminine and a masculine. And she's like, hey baby, how you doing? And he's like sitting in the water like, I'm just looking at this beautiful Venus energy in front of me like, how you doing? And this is Venus energy. You could have very strong Venus placements in your chart. Either way, this is a card that often is symbolic of union within, but more symbolic of external union. Making love to life, sacral chakra energy. So you have a very overactive sacral chakra, and the energy isn't being channeled in the way that it should be necessarily, and that's not always a bad thing. But that's why these two energies are needing to come into more balance so that this sacral chakra energy can really shoot off in the creative endeavors that you're trying to pursue. Now, when I asked for clarification on what this has to do with, all of these messages, say yes to change, you're not of this world, but you're in this world, and surrender to the sweetness, trust the timing. What does this have to do with a choice? A decision that has to be made, that's coming up, or it's either already here. This is a choice. And with death here, we have Scorpio energy. There is the energy of death around you, and new beginnings, rebirth, transformation. What does this have to do with? The Ace of Wands in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. This is so beautiful. What is dying is procrastination, is lack of work, lack of focus. Either pushing yourself too hard, overworking, burnout, to the point where you can't then exhibit, you can't show your inner child. You can't push yourself into the spotlight because it's not coming from your inner child anymore. With the Ace of Wands in reverse, this is the death of lack of passion, lack of new beginnings coming into fruition. This is so beautiful, group 2. So I'm seeing you've gone through a lot this year. 2020 and 2021 for you has been extremely life-changing, shifting, and you are getting ready for the path of least resistance. So it's like you've just been hit left and right, and just going with the punches, learning lessons, and then it's the divine is yes, yay, group 2, you have passed your lessons right now, generational patterns, curses, legacies, whatever it is you have conquered, karmic energies and cycles, and they are proud. And now it is time for the resistance, specifically in terms of, I'm seeing love and work clearing out for you so that you can then shine. And this struggle was all to encourage you to come into union with self and truly value and see your inherent worth. I love this so much. Now with your inner child, the last message, we have Star Keeper here. Do you see the crown chakra up here? What was I saying earlier about the crown chakra? Your crown chakra is incredibly, incredibly open, brilliant, bright, gifted. You're connecting with higher realms here. And you see the heart space is just open to the galaxy, the cosmos. Receiving multiple downloads, then channel it through the heart and out to the world. Your inner child, for this card to come out as a message about your inner child energy, this is cosmic. This is galactic, like interdimensional, like, hey, my inner child is like a computer from 2576, the year 2576, or I don't know why that specific number came out, but either way, like very advanced, very high vibrational, very like, you know, I think we think of children like super pure and innocent and new and curious. And your inner child is like that child that's like, I know everything. Not like a know-it-all, but just like wise. As a child, you may have been incredibly like just observant, like reading people very easily. You also may have had sensory issues though as a child and may have been diagnosed with various like things such as ADD, ADHD, possibly spectrum energy. But I'm really seeing like your inner child is like similar to like Yoda from Star Wars, like a master. And it's like, hey, I mean, I've been at this life thing. I know what's up here. You inherently understand the laws of the universe and nature. Like you're not playing. So very ancient energy. And I asked for clarification about this message. What is this Star Keeper, cosmic ancestor, seed the light have to do with? We have the Hanged Man, the Three of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands. This has to do seeding the light with Two of Wands. Planning a journey, starting something new. You could be in the process of planning something or about to start planning something, organizing something, going over the details with what you'd like for things to look like. And there are going to be collaborations, working with people, soul family, generosity coming in to help you, to work with you, that see you and give you basically attention or recognition or just building, helping you build. And this doesn't have to be, you know, other people. This can even just be like the divine or just feeling like you are guided and supported. With the Hanged Man in reverse, it is important that you surrender and you shift your perspective about certain things and aspects. Let me just quick ask for clarification about what this Hanged Man in reverse has to do with. This is Pisces energy. Pretty sure the Hanged Man is Pisces. I could be wrong though, because I know Pisces is the High Priestess and also the Moon. So the Hanged Man may be, if somebody could let me know, could be an air sign. Five of Pentacles and Five of Swords in reverse. You're changing your perspective about lack mentality and loss mentality, any type of distress mentally. And the reason why the Hanged Man is in reverse is because there's kind of like it's not fully done. Like, you may still find yourself falling into lack mentality or concerns about, well, how am I going to make this happen? Or how would I do this? Or what would, you have nothing to worry about, group 2. So this was your quick Sacred Triune, Divine Mother, Divine Father, and Inner Child reading. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that these messages resonated. If they did, please comment below. Let me know who you are. And if you would like to book a one-on-one session with me, the link is in the description. I do offer readings and Reiki sessions, and I have free guided Reiki sessions and different sound baths on my YouTube channel for you to explore. I also do make pretty consistent posts on Instagram and TikTok if you wish to follow for more quick, short readings and content as well. If you are a new client who is interested in booking with me, I do recommend that you set up an initial consultation, which is about 25 to 30 minutes of us messaging or talking on the phone. I will be asking you certain questions just to gauge what might be the best session or reading for you. So group 2, I appreciate you so much and I love you, and I hope you have a wonderful day, week, year, and life. Group 3, these are your intuitive messages. So we will be going over the messages that I received before I pulled your cards, and then we will be going into specific messages about your Sacred Triune, which is the Divine Mother, Divine Father, and Inner Child within. And that will include specific guided messages through cards. Also, before I started filming your section, I had to drink a whole bottle of water. So I'm picking up that quite a few of you may need to be hydrating a lot more, or just drinking a lot more water, or spending more time in water. So let's get started. With this group, I am picking up very strong shamanic energy. I am also picking up that you have quite a lot of ancestral energy around you. So you may work with your ancestors directly, or you may be working through something right now that your ancestors are wishing to work with you on. I'm just seeing a very beautiful energy of many, like thousands and thousands of ancestors and beings of light walking with this group right now. This is a very pivotal and transitional time for this group. Immediately, this is really weird. So I like to randomly shuffle like my music when I'm receiving messages for each group, just to kind of give me like a feel. And I had Disney music start playing, and then I had Once Upon a Dream, which is I think from Sleeping Beauty, and it's like, I know you, I walked with you once upon a dream. It's like that very beautiful, like smooth. And so I just got filled with this etheric fantasy, like fairy tale, fae, beautiful energy. Your guides are very present. Your higher self, divine energy, is very present with this group. So I'm really picking up that this is a highly spiritual group that is very in touch with themselves and works with the higher realms of energy. This is really cool because I was seeing layers and layers of lives on top of each other. So where you're at right now is currently on top of past lives that you have lived before, if you believe in that energy. And I believe time doesn't exist. And time is ruled by Saturn. And this is something that I like recently have been understanding. Like the concept of time not existing is something that I've like known, but planetary energy, all of that, I'm just like now diving into. And so anyways, with time not existing, if you look from a higher level, you understand that all lives, all realms of existence are happening simultaneously at the same time. So with this group, I'm seeing here that as you're walking forward in this life, you're also walking on top of many of the lives that you've lived before. And you're breaking deep patterns and cycles, which is also shifting the energy of these past lives. It's a really wide concept, but like it's really dope to think about. I'm also seeing 1111, 5s, 2s, and 3s connect with this group specifically. There's also a very strong connection to herbs and tea. So maybe you're drinking teas or you're diving into different types of herbs. Yoga is popping up, Kundalini is also popping up. And I also kept seeing the word visionary and starseed. Visionary has been a word that I've used in all the groups so far. So there's a lot of like visionary, futuristic type of energy. I'm also picking up that there's something here with speaking, or you could be a speaker or being called to speak about something. You're an extremely ancient soul, and you have a very large purpose that has to deal with healing the collective through very unique methods and also through your voice. So speaking, again, like the throat chakra, something is very significant here. So in regards to your yin or divine feminine mother energy within, this is usually what I associate with the crown, third eye, and throat chakra. Your crown chakra is incredibly powerful. It is like very high tech. And your crown chakra is very much the center of your protection, because I just kept seeing this shield coming out of like your crown chakra, the higher realms, the angelic energies, literally placing a shield of energy around you. You also are very connected with the higher realms, and you're very interdimensional. So very like connected with outside realms of existence, and you may actually see these external realms in like what you would coin like a daydream or a vision. Even like maybe you don't experience that anymore, but as a child you experience certain fantasy like places and you're like, oh, like that was just, you know, my imagination. Well, the imagination comes from somewhere, and that's why the inner child is such a sacred energy, because when we are children, before we are conditioned or traumatized or wounded in any way, your third eye is very open. I would recommend that you invest in amethyst or any smoky quartz, lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli for this group would actually be really good, because that's a stone that's often very connected with past life energy, and Egypt. So I would highly recommend that. But any crystal that you can wear, you may actually already have this or have near your bedside, because I'm seeing your third eye, you may get attacked frequently, either by yourself or by other energies, because you're very powerful. I'm not saying that anything can actually really harm you or touch you, because you are very protected, but your third eye does have a tendency to get overworked or have lack of clarity, because you are picking up on too much external stimuli. You are I'm picking up clairvoyant and clairaudient. So you may sometimes have like conversations or hear a voice in your head that is offering you divine guidance, and that is something that you should be listening to. You'll know when it's divinely guided and when it's not. Your throat chakra is showing up as currently opening and then closing, opening and then closing. And this is because there's a specific blockage that is currently being worked through that has to do with expressing yourself and speaking your truth. So this is something that I'm seeing is going to happen regardless. You're going to work through this blockage. It's just currently affecting your throat chakra a little bit, and you may experience clearing of the throat quite often, phlegm, coughing, sore throat. That's why teas may be super important for you to be investing in right now. For your divine father, divine masculine, yang energy within, this is often associated with the solar plexus, sacral, and root chakra. Your solar plexus, this was very interesting because I felt the energy of a treasure hunt. Something is being searched for. This has to do with your inner child. You are looking to retrieve something subconsciously, whether you know about this or not. This is something that's very important to your healing journey and also where you are moving in this life. This has to do with a power wound, a wound around your inner power and strength that may have caused you to lose balance or lose your ability to understand and know your true worth and power. And I'm seeing specifically here that it's connected to a more masculine energy. Your sacral chakra is currently showing up as dim, but open. And this is due to this area needing a lot more attention. And movement, expression, dance, expressing your sensuality, practicing yoga will be extremely important for you to get this energy moving. And also I see when you start tapping into your intuition more, this area will open up. Your abilities and gifts may be beginning to come online a lot more, and you may be experiencing certain things like within your vision, your dreams. So that also may be causing your sacral chakra to kind of be a little bit dim right now. But please express your emotions and how you feel a lot more. I'm also seeing that your root is open, but it is dimmed as well. And this is stemming from the blockage in the clearing from your solar plexus. So there's like energy movement around the throat, heart, and solar plexus chakra that's kind of causing energy to move a little bit more slower as it moves down your chakra points, the flow. So I'm seeing here that it's very important that you be as barefoot as possible, or barefoot as often as possible, and that you are rubbing your feet daily, especially before sleep or when you are waking up. Again, your inner child specifically is working through some very deep subconscious wounds right now that you may not even be fully aware is happening. This is a very sacred and beautiful process I'm picking up on. And to go a little bit deeper, I'm seeing the specific wound is surrounding lack, and this may be stemming directly from your childhood in some way, like lacking something, but also some of you may be ultra independent. Your masculine energy right now is coming online. It's in the process of coming online to support your inner feminine energy and come into this balanced union. And this is a really beautiful merging of energies I'm seeing here. And this is destined to happen. So it's not like you really have to do much because you're already in alignment. You're going to know what to do and what to shift. I'm just here to kind of guide you a little bit and push you in a certain direction. So these were your intuitive messages. I hope they resonated. We're going to move into your specific guidance messages now. Okay, group 3, this is your guidance message part of the Sacred Triune Reading of the Divine Mother, Divine Father, and Inner Child energy within. So, group 3, while I was getting your cards together and your messages, I was really kind of thrown off because I had quite a few times where chunks of cards would try to pop out. And I was telling one of the earlier groups, like, I'm okay if like I can tell a quick story and it's like, okay, this is, but these were like big chunks of cards. And I was like, okay, this is massive energy. And also group 3 has a lot of angelic and divine beings that wish to be in better communication with you. So most of the groups had 5 or 6 messages. You have 8 total. So we're going to dive into the specific guidance messages right now just to help encourage a balance of energies within, and then we'll dive into the specific energies. So for your first message, we have surrender defensiveness. And this card usually comes out for those that have gone through some type of pain, heartache, grief, or betrayal, deception, but mainly for those that have experienced quite a bit of fending for themselves, like where you've had to defend yourselves because at some point nobody defended you, or you were put into a position where you could not defend yourself. And so This I'm seeing specifically has to do with the Three of Cups, the Five of Wands, and Strength card all in reverse. So Leo energy, but I am picking up on all signs throughout the board for this specific group. So there's something here about overcoming conflict and releasing conflict with others. Like the divine is wanting you to know, like, you may have gone through separations, loss of certain connections, friendships, platonic, romantic, you know, whatever the case may be. You may have had to separate yourself from certain individuals. This is done. Okay, this is no longer happening, and you are now in a period where you no longer need to place so much protection or isolation around yourself, because this conflict is, you don't have to fight anymore. There's not necessarily a need to defend yourself. But whatever this was, the season was, may have caused you to feel like your power, your inner power and strength was attacked. And this caused some issues in terms of seeing your own worth. And this is interesting because when I was going over your intuitive messages, there was a wound in your solar plexus around power, worth, strength, and your inner child seeking to find something within. And I think this kind of has to do with what this message is talking about here. For your next message, group 3, we have surrender to rest and sleep. Now this message kind of explains itself without clarification, but it's just very much about allowing yourself the time and space to recuperate and prioritize self-care. Really needing to allow yourself the freedom to rest. But I was like, okay, well, I want to see what this is about. What does this have to do with and why? This is because the Hermit, you are doing work while you're sleeping. Important work. You are seeking something, and your dreams may be telling you certain things right now, or relaying certain messages to you about what it is that you are on a journey seeking. You are also spending some time really allowing yourself to explore the deeper aspects of your subconscious and unconscious mind. And with the Nine of Swords in reverse, there's a message here specifically about like sort of restlessness. Nine of Swords upright is like insomnia. In reverse, it's the release of that energy. So by resting and sleeping and taking care of yourself, you're releasing certain anxieties, restlessness, insomnia, whatever the case may be, about certain investments, manifestations that you have made, things that you desire, something that you would like to invest in that may be causing you some nerves, but it's time. And so by resting and sleeping, by taking care of yourself, nourishing yourself, you're going to be releasing any type of angst or worry. For your next message here, we have surrender to silence. Now these cards are very self-explanatory, but this card is always very interesting to me because I feel like a lot of people in the spiritual community don't talk about this often. But one thing that I really like and have done probably once or twice is a fast from talking. And this has really allowed for my intuitive centers to become much louder and for me to hear divine guidance. And also for my mind to rest. So with surrender to silence, I ask for clarification, and this has to do with the Seven of Cups. This is a decision or a choice that you're going to have to be making, and it's very important that you surrender to silence, to quiet, so that you can hear the voice of the divine. Let me just quick ask what this choice has to deal with. This has to do with Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck in reverse. This has to do with a new beginning coming in. But it's mainly having to deal with the decision to walk away, Eight of Cups, from something or someone. This is earth-based material or work related, something that you may be learning, diving into, or a person with earth sign placements. With the Six of Cups, this is past energy, past life energy. Somebody could be coming in from the past that you need to walk away from or have walked away from. And the recommendation is for you to walk away again if this is somebody coming back, or this is something about your inner child and a specific energy that you are needing to walk away from or release. Yeah, there's a big message about releasing the past here and making a decision about just closing the door to your past. Did you see? Okay, your guides are not playing right now, and yeah, you're going to be surrendering. The Hanged Man with the Two of Wands, you're going to be surrendering to the planning stages of something new. And this is going to be collaborations of passion. Knight of Wands, Three of Pentacles, collaborations of passion or work with others, soul family, people in the future. This is going to bring you Ten of Cups, emotional fulfillment, happy family, happy life, happy wife, happy all of the above. We have emotional abundance here, happiness. Whereas before you were the Queen of Wands in reverse. Whether this is not gender specific, but the Queen of Wands in reverse. Not feeling in touch, not feeling in your element. Wounded, damaged. With the Knight of Wands in reverse here, you may have gotten to the verge where you wanted to give up, but you haven't. And because you persisted, this Ten of Cups is coming in. So this next message is pretty quick, but we have Star Family. This is such a beautiful card. You have, just like I was saying, a team of collaborators, people that are wanting to work with you, invest in you, that will see you for who you are, that are going to be coming in to appreciate you drastically, to help you. And this can also be talking about individuals and beings on the other side that desire to work with you and help you through this process of transition and growth. So this is a very, very powerful message, because I feel like you've had to leave behind a lot, and it's like you just knew, and you walked through a door damaged. It's like I'm seeing your soul just limping forward, just in the past, just a door opening, and you're like, I'm walking through it, even though part of you was like, I can't do this. And you did, because you knew you were supposed to. You were in alignment. You are in alignment. And by doing this, though, you sacrificed. And this was a silent sacrifice that not many people know. And this is something you've had to endure and go through by yourself primarily. And I'm seeing you just had to toss all the old weight. This is people, family, relationships, cycles, locations. You left it all. And I just feel like you're really tired, but you keep on going, and it's so beautiful, but also like, I want to commend you. I want to know who chose this group, because I personally want to just say I love you, and you are supported beyond any and all knowing. Because I really, when the surrender your defenses card comes up, it's never an attack, and it's always for those who are the strongest, because they have gone through so much. So group 3, let's move on to your next messages. We have, for your divine yang energy, there's a lot of action-oriented energy in your divine yang right now. Although your divine yang should be resting. That's why I think the resting card, your lower chakras, the action-oriented, the doing, kind of has to dim down a little bit. We have weight. Destiny is still being written out for you. And this is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the King of Pentacles in reverse, and the Six of Wands. Some of you may personally have been drawn to group 1. because a similar message popped out. You are ending a cycle of lack. King of Pentacles in reverse. This may be about a person for some of you. Earth sign based, father energy, king energy, but somebody who was not reliable, or even may have had financial issues. Whatever the case may be, there's a cycle or pattern ending. But for most of you, this is going to be about yourself internally. Your masculine energy internally may have been in a state of lack or imbalanced heavily, and this is ending. What is this going to bring? Six of Wands, victory, success, yes. This is so beautiful because you deserve it more than anything. So claim this energy, but please, your success, your achievement is not going anywhere. You have no choice but to succeed in this life. So that's why right now it's important for you to be in a period of rest, because you are healing unconsciously and subconsciously certain wounds that will be required for this Six of Wands season. So please submit and surrender to rest and relaxation right now. Like, I just keep wanting to say that because I feel like a lot of you are like, gotta keep going, gotta keep going, gotta keep going. But it's like, okay, but I don't get burnt out before the rewards come in for you. We have perspective and your life as a canvas. So I love both of these cards because this is kind of like the Hanged Man, or like surrendering, changing your perspective, being forced to kind of let go. And your divine yang energy, your divine masculine energy is very much about building, but it is actually very creative. And if you look at this, it's like they climbed up this mountain and they're overlooking this entire world, and it's something that they created. I feel like this is a goal that you have to create your freedom, your own life. And I want to tell you right now that this is going to happen for you, without a doubt, for this group. You can do this. You have gone through so much that the least you deserve is to reach a platform of energy where you are able to create and build from the vision, the yin, the upper chakras. Your lower chakras will take that vision and build. And this is because you've done the work. You are doing the inner work. This is so beautiful. So I asked for clarification on this message, and we have the Queen of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. The Queen of Cups in reverse, I'm feeling primarily is you. You could be a water sign, but this is a representative of your yin energy coming out in your masculine energy reading. There's an imbalance in terms of your emotions here, your emotional body, or there was. Why? Because you have dealt with the Nine of Cups in reverse, massive amounts of disappointment, lack of fulfillment, things that you thought might have been wishes come true that led to just disappointment. And this has to do also with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, lack of balance in terms of the exchange of energies around you. This can be with people, work, life, self-care, all of the above, but there's a lack of give and take in the ways of the energies. So with this disappointment, no wonder it causes Queen of Cups in reverse. Like, who wouldn't be emotionally and mentally drained and done to some extent? And what's interesting is I'm feeling like you're coming out of this energy, and this is more like past. So you're moving forward, but you may still be struggling quite a bit in terms of balance. For your divine yin, divine feminine based energy, we have Breath of the Cosmos and Baby Steps. These are such beautiful cards. With Baby Steps here, your inner yang and inner yin energies are very much merging. baby steps in the doorway is here, which I feel like is very important for this group, like walking through doors opening, all of that. With baby steps, we have movement forward. So you may be such a visionary that you just have this big picture, like you're like, okay, this is exactly what I see, this is exactly what I desire, and this is what I'm going to get. And it's like, yes, for sure. But it's important for you to take baby steps, one little step at a time forward. And for some of you, it's almost like the divine is saying, keep moving, even if it's 1 inch at a time. And with the breath of the cosmos, this card is all about, again, surrender. So I feel like this is a big theme for this group. Surrendering to the universe, understanding that there's no sense in trying to control the outcome or change the way things are or how they're coming. And that by you fully trusting in the universe, you understand that everything that enters and leaves your life is serving you for the best. But also breath makes me think of the throat chakra. And your throat chakra is very, very beautiful, very gifted. Breath of the cosmos makes me think of, and that's also the yin, the throat chakra, the vision. So there is something that you should be pursuing or thinking about diving into in terms of speaking or communicating your truth to humanity, to a community, to whoever. When I asked for clarification about this overall message, we have the King of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Three of Swords. So there's some type of heartbreak, pain, separation. But what's really interesting is we have two masculine energies with sword energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. So there could be like a father and a son, a father and a brother, a man and another guy or man, just two individuals. This message to me is very vague, to be completely honest, because I'm not really picking up on a specific energy, except that you've gone through some type of loss or heartbreak that involves more than one individual or movement after heartbreak, some type of loss or grief. Let me just ask for more clarification. Yeah, whatever this is talking about, this had to do with the star in reverse. This is Aquarius popping out again. Disappointments, something very disappointing that either led to or caused clouded judgment, clouded thinking, lack of clarity, and really knocked you off your throne, off of your abundance for a moment. Really, really hurt this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And the Emperor and the Sun. This is either another person coming in to assist you with finding your happiness, or this is you building your happiness, which I'm picking up it's more about you building your happiness. This is so beautiful because this is what you deserve. This is the baby steps. Your life is a canvas. You're building your happiness. And I am seeing that there is an individual in your energy, whether they have already met you or not, and this doesn't have to be love, but it's going to be a very significant person to you, and to your development, your growth, your healing cycle, your process, and they're going to really understand you. Now, this message also wanted to pop out for that specific message, the Nine of Pentacles, which has to do with spiritual and material abundance. This is a very beautiful message and has to deal with your independence on all levels, attaining that, even after such pain. It's like the divine is affirming that you've gone through a lot of things, but also it wants to keep reminding you that you're this close to reaching a level of success, victory, change. And so we're going to move on to your last message. This last message is primarily connected with your inner child. And this message is Inner Earth, which I find extremely ironic. Inner Earth primarily has to deal with a lot of pain and also diving deep within. So outside of being connected to Inner Earth or Agartha, which I would recommend some of you look up if you're drawn to that, because it's a realm of energy known as like the Inner Earth, which isn't really associated with this realm that we're in, but it's known as a realm that may be one worth exploring or looking into, as it may help you shamanically understand what it is that you're currently on right now. It's similar to a journey within. So your inner child is like, if some of you know Journey to the Center of the Earth, the story, the movie, whatever, you know, you've seen, but it's all about going within the earth and the depths. They have to fight to find their way back out. So it's like your inner child was like, okay, you know, there's damage here, there's a hole, and I gotta go inside, and I'll be back later. And when I'm back, we're shooting off for the stars, my peeps. So I was like, okay, can you clarify this? Yes. This has to do with the 5 of Pentacles in reverse and the 5 of Swords in reverse. Again, you may want to check out group 1. They're not necessarily the intuitive messages if you don't want, but at least the guidance messages, because I think there's some parallels here. But either way, what this is doing, what this Inner Earth card is trying to relay, is with this inner child healing that's occurring and that you should potentially dive into, and I would highly recommend you potentially consider scheduling an inner child healing Reiki session with me, or inner child soul blueprint reading, so we can dive into this healing journey further for you. But we have you overcoming lack mentality and loss and grief and mental distress. And lack mentality specifically surrounding finances and abundance and what you deserve. So this is an extremely, extremely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful message overall. And so while you're going through a storm, or you have been going through a storm, and maybe things are starting to improve, I want you to know that things are going to change drastically for this group. And this is because you deserve what it is that's coming to you. But right now, you're in a period of waiting and resting, because what needs to happen is your divine yin energy, your sacred feminine energy, needs to fully open up more, because I'm seeing massive abilities for this group. And then your lower chakras, your yang, needs to rest and also recuperate and balance and open up. And this will all happen as you heal your inner child. So your inner child right now is the center of your healing and of your focus right now. So I would highly recommend working on your solar plexus, eating yellows, but also really focusing on healing and breathing and meditating into this area. If you chose this group, if you chose this pile, please let me know down below. If this resonated with you, let me know. Also, subscribe if you would like to be connected to more readings. And I also have sound baths, guided meditations. If you are a first-time client, I recommend booking an initial consultation session as our first time, just to give us about 25 to 30 minutes of messaging or a phone call, so that we can go over some personal questions that I have, and we can figure out what session or reading would be the best fit for you. So group 3, I love you so much, and I hope that you have a beautiful day, week, journey, life, etc. And I hope to catch you next time. Group 4, welcome to your intuitive message aspect of this Sacred Triune reading. This is very interesting because you are my last group, but also I did most of my filming of the first 3 groups yesterday, and it was a completely different energy. And today I was able to connect with your energy field, because if you can see, your page is like split up into highlighter and pen. So I was trying to do your intuitive messages yesterday, and for some reason I could barely connect with your field. But this morning, as I was preparing for this, I was able to connect very well. So I'm not quite sure what that means, but I do feel like this group is specifically changing into a completely different person, or at least there's a lot of very powerful transformative energies. So I'm going to get started with the intuitive messages, and then we're going to move on to your guidance card reading aspect of this overall Sacred Triune. The first thing that immediately came to my mind was the word freedom in all caps. And it actually made me feel very emotional. I was filled with this feeling of like, finally. And I felt like this freedom, it might mean something to each individual that connects with this video, but personally, the way I felt is it's something that is held very highly for this group, and there may be very important Sagittarius placements for some of you. The numbers 333, 666, 5, 9, and 8 are really big with this group. There is a very strong energy of your personal connection with the parental archetype energy. So whether you are more masculine dominant or feminine dominant, you embody the sacred energy of that parental archetype. So the mother or the father. And this is what I was picking up, how you come off to other people. This group also works with all of the elements. I was seeing all of the elemental symbols in my mind's eye with this group. So fire, earth, water, air, master manifestors. And if you are unaware of this or don't really connect with the elements, I would suggest you work with my Divine Elements Reiki sound bath and guided meditation, just to kind of explore your inner connection with these elements. This group is also extremely connected with the planet Venus, and I find it interesting because Venus is in retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. So this time may be incredibly activating for you, as well as getting you in touch with your inner Venus energy, which is surrounding love, femininity, fertility, beauty, finances. All of that energy is something that you exude. I'm also seeing rainbows everywhere and the word travel. So you may like to travel, or you may be looking to travel soon. I'm seeing like this energy of like fast cars. But then I was like, hold on, it may actually be talking about the song Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. I think that's who it's by. I would recommend looking it up and listening to the lyrics, because there may be a message for you in that song. I am also seeing very beautiful dragons, fae, and otherworldly creatures connected with this group. So you may have a dragon guide, as well as potentially work with the fae, or the fae is just attracted to your aura naturally. I'm also seeing like elf type creatures, just angelic energy, but really like fantasy based energy surrounding you. This is very mystical, like if you imagine like a forest with different colored orbs, and like there's like a treasure chest and a tree home hut, that's like, wow, just beautiful etheric energy. So in terms of your divine yin or feminine energy, This is very interesting because I'm seeing when I was trying to connect, it is extremely closed off. So it's almost like you have a whole bunch of barriers around this energy purposefully. What I'm really getting is that there are a lot of guides around you protecting these upper chakras, crown, third eye, throat, which is what I mainly associate with the Divine Yin. What's really interesting is your crown chakra is massive. There's like a massive energy connected to your crown chakra, and you tend to receive massive amounts of information and downloads. So you may easily pick up on the laws of the universe. You may pick up information about other people really easily, or just somehow know things that you might not know before. And this is because I'm really picking up major claircognizant vibes from this group, which is clear knowing. So clairvoyance is all about receiving visions or pictures, images to decipher. And clairaudience is like noise, sound, hearing things. Claircognizance is one of the most confusing because it's almost like you just receive information and you just know it. You don't really know where it comes from exactly. Your third eye is highly covered right now. It's almost like there's a blanket covering this group. And when we get to your card messages, I think there's going to be a lot more clarity on my end, because I'm really just kind of like not confused, but it's like I can't really reach too much. And when that's the case, I don't try to reach because there's a wall up for a reason. But this doesn't seem like a bad wall. It's like when you're changing behind a wall or a curtain and you're going to reveal yourself soon or come out, but obviously like nobody's allowed to go behind the curtain or the wall. You may have very powerful visions or daydreams, and some of you may just think that you are a daydreamer or very like airheaded at times, when really you are tapping into very high energies and realms. And I'm getting like this sensation on my temple, so you may feel sensations or get headaches around this area quite frequently. You are meant to be an intuitive guide for those around you, or a teacher of some sort. For some of you, I'm really picking up on there's a lot of guidance here. Your throat chakra is open and it may be a bit overactive at times. This was the first group to get an overactive throat. The other groups had different wounds and struggle points. This one is a little bit too open at times, and you may find yourself either sharing too much or expressing too much at times, not being able to find the correct words, possibly rambling. I'm just seeing, it's not like it's a bad thing necessarily, but it's showing that too much energy is being put on the throat chakra right now. So your yin overall, your divine feminine, is in the energy of development right now. There's like new developments and transformations happening. Also, I forgot to mention, this group has a very tropical sunset energy, a very tropical vibe. And I'm really loving it. I'm seeing like palm trees, the sun reflecting off of the water, purples, like the sky changing, and not a lot of clouds, just a very clear sky with the sun and the water. So your divine masculine yang energy is very strong, coming off very warrior-like. I associate the divine masculine yang energy with the solar plexus, sacral, and the root chakra. Your solar plexus is open, but it's showing that it needs some work. And this specifically, what was popping up was possible dietary changes happening or needing to take place. Certain things that maybe should not be ingested anymore or may not be for your highest good. And this may show up as having intestinal issues or stomach issues. So I'm really picking up on like gluten-based food, noodles for some reason, bready, any type of bready type food, like fruits and vegetables for this group is going to be very helpful. Your sacral chakra is absolutely beautiful. I had a difficult time tapping into the specific energy of this group's chakra points in terms of if they are open or closed, but I am seeing your sacral chakra is very open and very orange, and it is a very big powerhouse for this group. This group exudes a very sensual and expressive energy when you are at your best. You are highly creative and you are visionary. So using the sacral chakra and allowing yourself to really meditate on this area, practice Kundalini yoga, look into that word, understand Kundalini energy and how to bring the Kundalini up the spine. This group is really giving me like serpent, queen or king vibes. You may be connected to the serpent energy. Your root chakra, this was very interesting about your root chakra. Your root chakra was showing me legs and tree roots growing out of your legs, out of your feet, and into Gaia, into the earth. And there's a very big energy of stability right now being developed and a foundation being built with this group. So the root chakra is all about putting out, building, developing. And I do see this happening, but I see like you have planted your feet somewhere and you are like, I am building upon this land, upon this opportunity, job, relationship, whatever it is, you are sticking somewhere. Your inner child is extremely shielded and protected at this time, very hard to reach. You may be, what I'm picking up for some of you is you may be in a state of like protecting yourself or extra protecting your energy, which is okay, and you have massive guides around you, like standing in front of specifically your divine feminine and inner child energy within. Your inner child is highly creative, and dance or movement, I'm picking up on for this group, is very important in terms of really activating your inner child energy. You may have been misunderstood or felt misunderstood as a child. I'm picking up that some of you, your inner child is quite shy, or you may have been a little shy as a child, but you are very multifaceted. So that's what I'm picking up on for intuitive messages with group 4. And now we are going to move on to your card messages and reading for your Sacred Triune. Group 4, welcome to your card Sacred Triune reading. The process of actually getting your cards and the messages set was very intense for me. I had quite a lot of difficulty in terms of tying certain messages in. I feel like there's so much polar energy, shadow, light, yin yang energy happening here. And I'm really feeling like your yin and your inner child are very connected right now. There are a total of 8 messages for this group. Some of them are guidance related in terms of helping you come into balance with self. And then we have the mother, father, and child energy specifically. And most of my groups had about 5 or 6 messages. You had a very extensive message. So this might be a little bit more lengthier, but it's really important that I am able to relay the necessary messages to each of the groups in terms of what needs to be discussed. For your first message, we have surrender the drama. Now, this card is really interesting because sometimes this card doesn't mean like, oh, you know, there's drama around you or whatever the case may be. This can sometimes just mean being provoked. It can mean drama internally, like with self, mentally, emotionally. There are so many layers to what drama actually is. And so I asked for clarification about what this card was about. And I received the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. This card has to do specifically with patience. In the reverse, it is impatience surrounding certain investments that you may have made or may be considering making. There's almost like certain expectations of things playing out in a certain way and they haven't. And this has caused some type of turmoil. And I wanted to know what this was specifically talking about, because it's like a restless energy of like, okay, I feel like I've done the work, or I've called this energy in, or I've done this, and where is it? And we have both the World and the Fool. Some of you may have been drawn to group 1. If you feel like there are some messages for you in group 1, I would highly recommend just watching the second half of group 1's reading if you feel called. But anyways, the World and the Fool, this is very powerful. We have the first card of the Major Arcana, and we have the last card. In the Major Arcana, there are 22 total cards, and these cards in order tell a story, the process of the human life, basically, of existence. So we have the Fool, which is brand new beginnings, a new life. This is doors opening. And with the World, we have cycles closing out, a book ending, not a chapter, a book. So it's almost like simultaneously at the same time, things are ending. There's so many aspects of self, external world, all levels of being that are closing out in your world. And yet at the same time, there's also new beginnings, or maybe they're not fully here yet. And this is what's causing this 7 of Pentacles in reverse. And I'm seeing here, there's this powerful energy of death and rebirth here. So it's almost like you're experiencing the pain of endings and beginnings at the same time. The next message for this group is surrender resentment. Now, many of us can naturally have certain resentments or gain certain resentments when life has not been fair to us, or when we perceive life to not be fair to us. Because oftentimes whatever is happening in life is for our highest good. It's either a lesson or a blessing. So there may be, usually with this card, unhealed or untapped into wounds that need to be looked at. And so I asked what this had to do with. And we have the 9 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords, and the 10 of Cups in reverse. This has to do with independence, spiritual abundance, material abundance, achievement, status, but this is really a card of like freedom. And I saw that in all caps for this group as something that's very important. And I don't know why, but I really feel like this image is very important for this group to look at. The problem is we have the 10 of Cups and the 5 of Swords here. There's mental distress, loss, lack, and lack of emotional fulfillment here. So how can you have this 9 of Pentacles when you have this going on, this closing out, the World basically, these cycles ending? So there's built up resentment, even it could even be resentment having to deal with the divine or the universe, in a sense of like, I've been put through this, or I'm going through this, and all I want is this. Why isn't this here yet fully? And this could be past, present, future energy. I'm really seeing that this is past, present energy for most of you. Your next message is very beautiful. This was actually the first one that came out. So the other 2 messages came out after this one. This next message is surrender to effortlessness. I love this card so much, and I really feel like the color is very important to this group. The yellowish orange. This is solar plexus sacral energy, which are 2 of your biggest powerhouse chakras that you carry. It is learning the dance of the universe, of the divine, and flowing effortlessly, because you know that whatever it is that you wish to achieve or attain is already there. It's just about when it's coming in. This is what the divine is asking of you right now, is to dance with them. This is clarified by the Seven of Cups in reverse. This is hesitation or stagnation in terms of making an important decision. This is kind of being at a stalemate in terms of like looking at something and being like, I don't know what to do. This is indecision right here. Well, what does this have to do with? This is death in reverse, Scorpio energy, transformation, rebirth. Death in reverse is often endings that have not fully come yet. This is almost like transformation that's in the process of happening, or it needs to be called into action. Like, this transformation is partially in your hands, and maybe this is why the divine yin and the inner child are showing up as very protected and covered right now. So I was like, okay, there's a choice, an important choice here about ending something. Or transforming something. What does this have to deal with? This is the Queen of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. We have a lot of Cups energy here, water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This Queen of Cups is you. Whether you identify as a more masculine-based or feminine-based energy. This is a very highly intuitive and psychic gifted individual, very in touch with emotions and very balanced. She's very mothering and nurturing and very much in touch with the divine. This is very similar to how I was kind of seeing your crown chakra earlier in the intuitive messages. So this is about you transforming to attain your wish fulfillment, Nine of Cups, your manifestations, all that you desire. And the Six of Pentacles, which is balanced exchange. This is beautiful energy exchange, abundance, windfall, being gifted something. So it's almost like once this decision is made to transform, and what I'm seeing is specific aspects of self that you know may need to change, or even you're in the process of ending something or waiting for something to go or end or whatever. I just saw 1111. So once this happens, this is what will happen. Once you fully surrender to the aspect of effortlessness, bam, shoot, shebang, you will be very much surprised with how the divine blesses you. Now, to move on to your specific divine feminine or yin energy, we have for your first message, empathic starseed and the cosmic heart. This is such a beautiful duo. And there were 5 total cards that came out at the same time, and I was able to kind of split them up into specific messages. Mirrors are very important to this group. So maybe mirror scrying, or something about staring into a mirror, or reflections, maybe seeing how other people are reflecting you, or that's something that you should be doing at this time, is that everybody is a reflection of the shadow or light aspects of self in some way, and that's very important. But one thing that's really coming out is that your divine feminine or yin energy is highly, highly potent and magical. You are very empathic, very highly sensitive being, and I really feel like there's a lot of energy put on the yang. And while that's not super bad, it is something that kind of takes away from the natural intuitive side of yourself. And there's some very devoted people in this group, very specially gifted prayer warriors, or people that speak positive affirmations, or that's something that you should be doing more. Your heart space is incredibly, incredibly potent and powerful. You are extremely, extremely mystical and extremely connected to the divine. And I'm seeing that this is something that is opening up to you right now through pain, grief, struggle, turmoil. I just received a really weird spaced out type of feeling. I really feel like this group may not be in touch with their divine yin as much right now. Or something's going on where there's I just got really emotional. You're really being held by the divine right now through some type of really large transition. And with this group, I apologize because I feel like somewhere deep down, you're extremely emotional, but you feel like you can't be right now. Like you either don't have time or you can't afford to be tapping into your emotional centers. And my throat chakra is hurting quite bad right now. So maybe you're not fully... So I saw that your throat chakra can be very overactive, but maybe there's some type of blockage here right now in terms of expressing your true needs. So maybe you like talk, but you're not really expressing your truth. Let's move on to the next message. So this next message for your divine yin or feminine energy is very much connected to your inner child. And this is very interesting because this is kind of the energy I was picking up in your intuitive messages. We have the courageous peony and the golden children. Sometimes the golden children can mean that you have a very special spirit baby on the other side, or if you already have children, you have a very special child or children. This mostly means that you yourself are incredibly, incredibly gifted. Both of these cards talk about unique and also multifaceted, very special, very gifted. You have something to show the world that only you can show the world. And your divine yin, when you are done with this transformation, transition, and you are able to come into full union with self, has something very important to offer the world through your upper chakras, the crown, third eye, and throat chakra specifically. Your heart chakra is also, all of your chakras I pretty much pointed out except for really the root. And there's a lot of flowers here. A lot of flowers and butterflies. There could be flower names, like someone has a flower name, or has a child or wants to name a child a flower name. You are very connected with light beings outside of here. And if you're interested in exploring more further your own soul origins, I will just outright say that your soul comes from a very, very high place. Very high frequency, high dimensional. The movie Soul is coming up as well. The last message for your divine yin or divine feminine energy is, I'm sorry. This makes me feel quite emotional. This card kind of explains itself, but it oftentimes means that you may not have received an apology, whether it's for a specific situation or many situations in your life. And this card is coming out to say forgiveness is necessary, forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others. To surrender and take down your defenses. And also it can at times mean that someone is going to be coming in to apologize. With Venus in retrograde until January 29th, I would not be surprised if there is a specific situation or connection, friendship, romantic, platonic, that comes in, if there has been any issues that will provide you with important closure that you may need. When I asked for clarity on what this message was about, it is quite lengthy. And we have Temperance in reverse, Four of Wands, and Four of Pentacles. Fours are numbers of stability. And I find it really interesting because with Temperance in reverse, there's a lack of balance, a lack of union within. And this is also my angelic card, my angelic realm card. But in the reverse, it's like there's a stalemate of energy, a lack of unity, either externally or internally. And some of you could have recently moved, are planning to move or relocate, but there's something really positive here about this card. This is union, this is moving, relocating, celebrations, family, happiness, reunions. But with the Four of Pentacles here, there's something that needs to be let go of, released, that's causing this Temperance to be in reverse. And this can oftentimes refer to finances or money, but I'm really seeing that this has to do with something else. So let me see what this has to do with. Okay, so I was able to receive more clarity. And we have the King of Pentacles, the Six of Wands in reverse, and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. With the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the Four of Pentacles that was out earlier is connected directly to this card. And this has to do with releasing lack mentality or loss. This could deal with finances, but I'm really seeing stressors around family, abundance, and possibly even triggers having to deal with other people, possibly in your family or surrounding your family, or just familial struggles. For some of you, this is about money and finances. And Six of Wands in reverse is lack of recognition, lack of appreciation, specifically having to deal with the King of Pentacles here. So for some of you, this is talking about a father figure or an older masculine energy where there was something that may have happened that brought a lack of balance in your energy, or somebody that needs to apologize to you. But for some of you, I'm seeing this has to do with what you're trying to build. So this King of Pentacles is a builder. They are financially abundant. They are a leader. They know how to work with their money. And there's external factors here that may be affecting your internal balance or temperance. And I'm sorry is involved. Now to move on to your divine yang, divine masculine energy within, this is very interesting. We have activated earth. This is a very beautiful card that often signifies a strong connection to Gaia, but also travel, movement, the importance of connecting with nature. And if you feel called to go somewhere, going. If you all of a sudden are like, I need to go to the beach, I need to go to my favorite nature spot, my childhood home. Whatever it is that's calling out to you or begins to call out to you, please do so, as this would be incredibly healing for your inner masculine. But you have a very healing, exchangeable relationship with Gaia. So as you spend time in nature or go to certain locations, you heal Gaia and Gaia heals you. Your next message is Earth School and Fall Into My Arms. These two cards are incredibly powerful, and they often symbolize going through an immense amount of pain. Earth School is all about understanding that there are deeper things and reasons why we go through what we go through, especially the pain that we go through. That we are here to learn how to return to love, which is God, Creator, the Divine, the Most High. And Fall Into My Arms is the energy of surrendering to the divine. Surrendering pain, like it's almost like the energy of going to war and then coming back exhausted and falling into the lap of a parent or a spouse and either crying or just closing your eyes finally and allowing yourself to receive some peace. I really feel like this pile needs peace. I feel like you should get into a car, drive somewhere, get out, and scream. Drive to the middle of nowhere and just scream. I would really recommend scheduling a Reiki, just a general energetic Reiki session, so we can go through all of the chakra points. Or I would recommend a divine feminine yin sacred healing session, because I really feel like this group is really needing not only the Reiki energy work, but also the shamanic aspect of us going on a journey together through meditation and guided visualization to really retrieve some of this emotional energy, because this is an incredibly powerful group who has a important mission here. And I'm seeing, while you don't necessarily need any of this work or these sessions, it would be helpful in terms of handling and dealing with this energy. You also, with this card, I'm really picking up on your masculine side, on your father's side, there are ancestors that work or are working with you currently, heavily. Specifically, picking up feminine energies on the father's side. Now, when I asked for clarification about these cards, we have the Four of Cups in reverse, the Hermit, and the Nine of Wands. Four of Cups in reverse is telling me that there is some doubt, potentially pessimism, or just sitting kind of in a negative space. It's the energy of contemplation and thinking, but in reverse, it's like it's not serving you though. And with the Hermit, I feel like this is associated with the Fall into My Arms card, these next two. With the Hermit here, you are being asked at this time to go within as much as you can, to try to spend as much quiet time with self. And if you find that you aren't really around many people right now, or you aren't really hanging out or just connecting with many people right now, there's a reason, because you're supposed to be going within to discover certain things. With the Nine of Wands here, this really reminds me of your inner masculine energy. This is the warrior. This is the and they persist card. Endurance, persistence, not giving up. So the divine really does not want you to give up. But whatever this is, it's necessary for you to be nurturing yourself on all levels right now, because you're really learning a lot of lessons. And when we learn lessons, the lessons are often painful. For your last message, I also, with the message before, I think it was about your divine feminine and the I'm sorry. There was a Page of Swords card, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, that wanted to pop out. This is student energy, so this could be talking about yourself learning something or communicating, having the gift of speech. That's just a quick maybe. I don't know why that just came up to me as well. So for the last message, we are going to be talking about your inner child. And this message is trust the timing. It's almost like your inner child is sitting in a pit and it's looking up and it can see the light shining beautifully. And it's like, I've been in the dark for a really long time and I know that I'm going to be free soon. But there's an energy of impatience here. I'm getting like really emotional because I feel like you've been through a lot, you've put in a lot of work, and you're really tired. And you're like, deep down, how much longer can I go? Possibly even like saying, why am I being tested so much? And the divine wants you to know that at the root core of all of your desires and goals and dreams is your inner child. And more than anything right now, you need to trust in the timing and be nurturing yourself. Because by trusting in the timing, this allows the divine to bring you what it is that you truly desire. And maybe it's more than what you're asking for. And so I asked about, okay, so what does this card have to deal with? This has to do with the Ace of Pentacles and strength. This is a very potent, manifested new beginning. This is something that you planted the seeds to a while ago. And you have been tested. You have been working with the lion totem possibly, or the cat family. And with the lamb here, I'm really feeling a strong connection to either Christ or just Christianity or Western-based religions. But with the strength card here, you have been tested. And this is to help you gain resilience so you can see your true strength in many areas. And this planted seed is coming up for the ripe picketing. And this is a single pentacle here. That means abundance. This is a new beginning surrounding abundance. And we have here the Five of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Page of Cups in reverse. So there's loss or lack mentality here, or there was. And with the Page of Cups in reverse, this is surrounding some type of bad news or negative occurrence, maybe heartbreak, a negative situation, disappointment, lack, something that caused you to lose something or feel loss emotionally. And this caused an inner lack of balance, not being able to connect fully with your creative expressions and passions. Maybe things not working out the way that you wanted them to. And with the Knight of Cups here, this could be talking about an individual. This could also be talking about you. We have quite a few people cards in the mix. So this could be talking about multiple people. But a lot has shifted in terms of your personal workings, your personal life. Knight of Cups in reverse is the energy of not really being in touch with your emotions, blocking off your emotional body. Then we have blocking off your creative expression. All, due to this energy. I'm not seeing this as a person. This is like some type of reveal, bad news, receiving some type of negativity. So this is extremely powerful. All of this built up your strength so that this can come in. But it's really important right now for you to trust the timing. So group 4, this was your Sacred Triune reading overall. I absolutely adore this group, and I'm seeing a lot of spiritual stimuli everywhere. It's extremely distracting. So I feel like there's a lot of guides and divine beings around you, protecting you. And I also feel like it's important for you to hang on as hard as you can right now. It was such an honor and a privilege to offer this reading. And if you are interested in booking a personal one-on-one reading or Reiki session with me, the link is in the description below. If you are a new client or have not booked a session with me before, I would recommend booking an initial consultation, which is about 25 to 30 minutes, either over messaging or quick phone call, just so that we can discuss certain questions that may help direct us to the best course of action in terms of what sessions or readings might work best for you. I also have guided Reiki sessions as well as other readings that I plan to put out on this channel. There are some already, so I highly recommend you check those out. I love you all so much and have a great day, week, life, journey. Thank you.